Right, hopefully I'm there. Sorry, I'm a few minutes late. My the streaming software decided to throw me out. I couldn't remember my login details. I had to go. Typical technological problems. Honestly, why is it that things just just seem to log you out? One week they work fine, you just go into it. Next week you've got this stupid thing where it just throws you out. Anyway, calm. We're going to have some fun today. We're going to make a simple diamond pop-up card. Now, I love pop-up cards. I like any card or any box that just does something clever. And I have a sort of set method for making pop-up cards, and this works with just about any shape you want to use. But today, we're going to use it with some diamond pop-up cards. So I've got an awful lot of stuff already done. I may add something because I've thought of something else to do. But we are going to use, hang on, let me just move those there, put that there, swap to my other picture so you don't see me so much. All of the instructions and measurements, by the way, will be on the website, and I will mention them during the video as well. So if you want to make along with me, feel free. So you need, if I just tell you this before we start, you just need some coloured cardstock and some matching DSP and some fairly small images, not great big ones, but you could use part images on it. It doesn't really matter. You could use bigger ones. Totally up to you. I am using the gorgeous Snowy Wonder again. So, oh, it's just telling me I'm live. Oh, I'm glad, because otherwise I'm talking to nobody. Right. So let me just swap to the desk view. Honestly, oh, my coffee. Better drink that quick. So yes, we're going to use the Snowy Wonder set. And this is perfect for this card because it's got so many different small images. But actually, I'm cheating today because I'm not going to stamp very much. I am only going to stamp a couple of sentiments because I am actually going to, in fact, I might stamp more. I might stamp some of the snowflakes. But generally, I'm going to use the Snowy Scene DSP, which I showed you last week, and I've lost. Where have I put it? Oh, hang on, it's over there. Oh. I thought I'd got everything ready, but obviously I hadn't. I put this back really where it lives. So this is gorgeous. It's got these, you can see how much I've cut out bits to cut out various things. Double-sided again, as always. You've got these, I did think about using one of these actually, and I might have done on the front, but I have actually used one of those for the front, I think. And these are big ones. So these would make a card on their own, and the dies match these, so you can cut these out with the dies. And again, lovely patterns on the back. Some penguins, I've already cut out some of those. We've got this lovely holly one, which I've cut out. Not so fond of the back, it makes my eyes go funny. And we've got these lovely houses, haven't used that sheet yet. Nice candy canes on the back, so lots of opportunity, to make lots of different cards. So let me put that to one side and let me start to go through what we'll need for the card today. So I hope everybody's all right. Oh, I just realised I haven't got the chat up, so I won't actually know if anyone's saying anything. So let me just get the chat up. Oh, it's Anne. Hello, Anne. Lovely to see you. And Jenny. Hello, Jenny, from a wet South Africa. Oh, no, that's sad. It's actually lovely here. It's turned into quite a nice day. It's a bit cloudy still, but we've had a little bit of sunshine breaking through. Don't speak too soon. But yeah, we've been very lucky. It's been quite a mild autumn so far, hasn't it? I'm just going to try and swallow this coffee down fairly quickly so that we can get on with it, and then I can tell you all the bits we need. You can see I've already got an awful lot of bits cut and ready, but I am going to actually add some more. Yes, I will actually. So I'm glad I brought my paper over because I will need that. I am going to use some of that bit, I think. So I'll get that one just ready over there because I will use some of that. So what do we need for this card? A bit more slug of coffee, quick. Finally, I finished one before it went cold. Anyway, so just put that over there for a second. So we need a base card, and the base card is the usual side of base. It's 21, which is the width of A4 by 14.8, scored at 10.5. Or if you're working with letter size cardstock, that would be 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. So that's the first piece. I've already cut my first piece of DSP. I am going to cut some more in a minute, and I'll show you why. But this is for the front. And this is the usual second size panel. So this is 10 centimeters by 14.3 or 4 inches by 5¼ inches, because this card is going to open this way. It's going to be a landscape layer card. So that's my DSP piece. Then for the pop-up mechanism itself, and this actually can be made more or less any size, but I tend to do it this size because it suits just about any sort of pop-up. So this is going to be diamond. It doesn't need to be as wide for diamond, but it does show inside the card. And so I like to make a bit of a feature of the pop-up bit, because obviously you are going to see some of it around whatever you're sticking inside. So this piece is 10 centimeters, no, 10.5 centimeters by 11.5 centimeters, or easiest to work in inches because we're going to score it in inches, 4 inches by 4.5 inches. And this piece is scored at 1, 2, 3, and 4 inches. Really simple. You can't forget that. So this one, we're going to bend it so that each of the folds is a mountain fold. So I'm going to bend these, and if I can find my, there we've got it. So I'm going to bend and burnish each one of these folds quite carefully. I'm making sure each time, actually I haven't done it so well with that one, but making sure each time that this actually lines up straight. So it's straight at these edges at the side here. So do make sure it is nice and straight there before you burnish it, as I should have done. And we'll get the next one. Again, making sure my sides are nice and straight. And then you'll have a little bit left, which is the flap that we're going to stick. So I'm going to put some tear and tape on there because I don't want this coming apart, and I think tear and tape just holds it a little better. If I can find the edge of my tear and tape, that is. So we're just going to put a little strip across this piece, like that. And then get the edge off. There we go. And then if you fold this in on the second fold from it, you can simply fold the piece down on top, and you know that that is then going to be a really nice square, which is the shape you want. Now, when you're sticking this in the card, I actually stick the bit with the join, because then you see a bit without a join, which is, I think, always better. So these two bits I'm going to actually add glue to, or I might use tape actually while it's here. I'll just put a bit of tape here. And on this one, in fact, I'll put 2 lines of tape on, I think, because we don't want it to move once it's stuck in. So 2 lines of tape. So how's everybody getting on? Anybody going to have a go at making with me? If you want to make something with me, sign up for my emails, because next week I've got my Craftalong, which is online on Zoom. The link for that is going to be in the email sent out, and I will send out all of the bits you need so you can actually prepare them before. And we're going to make a fun fold pop-up card with a little gift pocket for a gift card or something like that. Oh, that's giving it away because nobody else knows yet. You're the first to know. So that's what we're making next Thursday anyway. So for this simple pop-up, and it is simple, honestly, may look a bit fiddly at this. So to stick this in, this, where I've got my 2 bits of tape, this centre bit is going to go on the centre fold here. So I'm going to just eyeball it to try and get it in the middle. Sorry if my head gets in the way a bit. So I'm going to bring it in from both sides, sticking it just in front of the actual bend there. So, whoops, stuck the wrong bit down. Let's try again. In fact, if I squish it down, it's going to be easier to see. So, as I said, I'm just going to eyeball sticking it in the middle. You could measure this if you wanted to make sure it's right, and then stick my other bit on top, press it down really well. And you'll see why I want to get this in before I stick the rest of the card on, because you can sometimes see the bend. So there is my mechanism, which should, fold both ways. Flick back open, please, mechanism. There we go. So there's how the mechanism sits. Does that make some sense? So it's a square, and it folds flat, and it opens up like that. Okay, so now we can start to put the rest of the card together. I'm just going to really give that fold another burnish because it's obviously very thick now. It's got the pop-up mechanism inside. Let me go through the other bits you need before we do any more. And you can see I've already got a lot of these ready. Oh, some of them. I still need another image. Perhaps I'll stamp that. So you need 4 bits of pool party. Now the first bit of pool party, it's a square, so it's the same both ways, and this is a 7 centimetre square or 2 3/4 inches. And then you need 3 slightly smaller. This is a 6 centimetre square or 2.5 inches square. So 3 of those, 1 of those. And to match them, I've cut out some stitch square from the Stitched Shapes. That's difficult to say, it really is. Looking forward to seeing how this card pieces go together and work. Yeah, okay, it's going to be magic. Thanks, Emily. So I've used these it's called the Stylish Shapes, sorry. Excuse me. Stylish Shapes. And I've used the squares from that. And I've used the second one and the third, so the second and third largest. So 1 of the second largest, that's that one, to match the large pool party square, and 3 of the next size down, the third largest, to match the next 3 squares. So that's what I've used, Stylish Shapes. I must remember that because I think I put Stitched Shapes in the first thing. That's no good. Right. So that one goes with that one. Okay. So I've already cut out I've actually cut out from the DSP because it's got such lovely images. I love the penguin. Love this one. Haven't decided what to put on the inside one. What should we have on the inside? We could have, shall I cut something else out from there or shall I stamp something? I think I might stamp my penguin. Or shall I stamp my snowman? Snowman might be a bit big for this. No, I think we'll have the penguin. Let's go with the penguin. So I shall just stamp him flat. I could cut it out, and if it's just, obviously it's a penguin like this, I can cut it out and stick it on flat. You don't want, for the one for the inside, you don't want to have anything raised up, so you can't use dimensionals for putting that in. So I'm just going to use my little penguin. I can always cut out one of the hats to put on him, couldn't I, if I decide, but let's just have a penguin. So we'll have him. Gosh, that's a juicy ink pad, but it does provide a really nice penguin. There. Just going to manage to get ink everywhere on this stamp, so I'm just going to clean it up before we move on. That was a very juicy pad, and although I dabbed, it was quite a hard dab, and it picked up far too much ink. Right, so that away because I'll use my other memento. No, I'm going to use a colour, I think, for my sentiment on top. So that is that. Put that there. Now, shall we give him something interesting to hold? We could give him some holly or a present. He could have a present, couldn't he? Let's give him a little present. So I'm going to stamp this in green because the garden green matches the garden green in the front there. So he can be holding a little present. Which side should we put it? This side, I think. So there he is carrying a little present. Why not? And just to finish him off, just reaching down for my pumpkin pie marker, which I'm just going to colour his nose and his feet. So obviously for this card you could stamp, we're going to have an orange centre on the present as well. There we go. You could stamp all of your images on here, or you could cut them out of DSP or whatever. This isn't just a Christmas card. You can make this for a birthday, for a special celebration. It would look, I did think about making this card actually for my friend who's 50. I'm making a different card for her now, but I did think about making it because I thought actually I could cut out, using my old retired dies, 5 and 0 and have those on the centre diamond on the front of the card. But I've changed my mind. I'm doing something else. But anyway, those are all options. So to save me doing too much stamping, I do need my greetings, season's greetings, because I haven't stamped that yet. So we'll just get that out. And I did have a scrap of basic white, which hopefully is big enough. Yeah, just. Let's see if it works. Otherwise, I'll need another one. So let's see how this goes. So I'm doing this again just to match a little bit in the paper there. I thought too much red can be too much for, ooh, this is tight, but let's see. Yeah, just, golly, that's quite good lining up really for me. Anyway, so that's just done in garden green. So we can start to put this together. So first step is to stick all of the squares together. If you wanted, you could actually cut out these shapes using the Stylish Shapes dies as well, but I just thought that's too much decoration. I just wanted the inner panel to have the decoration, but if you wanted, you could put that on the outside one as well. So you need 3 of the second largest dies from the Stylish Shape sets and 1 of the largest if you're using that. But I am just going to use, say I've just used plain base squares, and then I'm just going to use these to stick them on. Now, the key with this card is remembering that you are using diamonds, not squares. So you want all of the images as diamonds. Okay, so this one, this is going on the front, so I can actually put this one on with some dimensionals. Although I'm going to put the whole thing, no, I'm going to stick it on because I'm going to put the whole thing on with dimensionals in the middle. So don't want too much dimensional. Oh, nearly did it myself. Just what I told you not to do. Make sure you remember these are diamonds, not squares. So stick that one on as well. And the other 2, I just cut out some trees. So we're going to have trees on this one. I can't decide whether cutting out things like this is actually a sensible thing to do or not, because although it means you're not stamping and having to clean stamps, by the time you've finished fussy cutting, which takes a long time if you're doing it well, and then sticking them on, I don't know whether you gain any time at all, actually. There's my trees. Oh, I was going to stick that the other side. No, well, my penguin can be one side. I'm muttering. But just given that 2 of these are going to be slightly hidden, so you want more of the image towards one side. Same with my penguin. I'm going to stick him slightly towards the right-hand side of here, because then I can get them on the front in a similar way. So we'll have him slightly over to the right. You'll see why when I start to put it together. Now I've got a cut edge whichever way I do on that, so I need to squish that edge. Get rid of any obvious cut edges by doing that. There we go. So there's my diamonds, and these are going to sit on the front like that, which is why I wanted them slightly moved over. That's why I'm saying that. That one's going for the inside, that is going on the inside. And I could have more decoration on the inside. I think I might. So let me just stick this on the front. So normal layer on the front, not a problem. And then we have 2 of these images for the outside and the one in the middle. So a lot of them are going to, oh, it's going to be very covered up. How do I really want it that covered up? I haven't got much choice. Could use slightly smaller diamonds, I think, and not have them quite so covered up. Or I could have, no. We'll go with what I had. So these ones are going on the outside. So I'm going to have this one here, and I'm just going to eyeball them just so that the tip of the diamond is right at the edge of the card and it's roughly the same top and bottom. Same with this one. Could use smaller diamonds, and then obviously you'd see more of the pictures, because these overlap a bit anyway. And then the center one, oh, those are mini dimensionals. Don't want those. Where's my bigger dimensionals? There we go. This one I am going to put on with dimensionals. So you can obviously play around with the sizes of these and have them, you know, as the next size down if you wanted, of those stitched, not stitch shapes. Why do I keep wanting to say that? Stylish shapes. Yeah, get it right. So this one goes in the, oh, it's going to completely cover up those, isn't it? Perhaps I should have stuck with two really much smaller ones. Never mind, I'm going to make it now. So it's covering up my penguin completely. I wonder if I can move him out even further. Whether he'll come off now, because no, he's already stuck down. Okay, never mind. I'm covering up my penguin far too much. I really should have had him even further out here, although I can still see my tree there, which is good. So, oh, that's not very straight either, is it? Never mind. The perils of doing live things. The key I wanted to show you is the inside of the card, and we can cut strips to sort of fit here, and I might just do that. I've kept this out because it matches quite nicely. So I think we are going to do that. Now these are 1 inch wide by 4 inches wide by 1 inch deep. So you want just 3/4 of an inch by 3 3/4 for strips. Too much stuff on the desk as usual. Ooh. Let's see if I can get a 3/4 of an inch out of this, which I can. Excellent. So the beauty of our trimmers is that you've got the measurements top and bottom, so you can make sure it is lined up straight. So I want one piece at 4 3/4. And a second piece of 4 3/4. I don't want 4 3/4 at all. I want 3 3/4. What am I talking about? I am cutting them right. I'm just saying it wrong, because those strips can go on my pop-up mechanism, and then I shall have a piece cut. Now the piece here, obviously it can't be, just take those off for a minute, can't be the usual size because you've got the pop-up mechanism in the way. You could make it the whole size and then cut out a bit around here. I just think sticking a piece across there is enough. So it's the usual width, which is 14.3, but the depth of it is just 7 centimeters or 2 3/4 inches. So if we cut that at 7 and then go to 14.3, that will give me a piece for the inside as well. And I think it will just look a little bit better decorated on the inside here. So that is my top piece. Ooh. Which sits across there, and then my 2 little strips I'm just going to put on the top and on the other side, the 2 sides that are showing. Could have done this before I stuck it in, of course, but I've only just decided to do it. So I will have to do it this way. So what kit are you using? It's not a kit. It's you've just seen this on YouTube. Annie, nice to see you here. It's not a kit. I'm making it up. This is all the measurements will be on my website at craftycarolscards.co.uk. And the set I'm using and the DSP I'm using is the Snowy Wonder suite. So it's the Snowy Wonder set, if you like, the stamp set, and I've used this to stamp. These I've cut out from the scenes, and I'm not happy with those. I probably need to redo the front of this card with slightly smaller squares. But anyway, you get the idea of it. And the pop-up bit is what I want to show you. So this is my pop-up that's going to sit in here. So the first thing is I need to make sure I'm only putting any glue on this bit here, the bottom point, to about 1 inch up. of the card. So the easy way to do this is to get your ruler and measure up from the bottom point 1 inch, because you know your pop-up mechanism is 1 inch deep. So you want your glue to stay under here, and I'm actually going to use tear and tape because I think it's going to hold it better. So we're just going to have a little bit across here just under my mark, so I know that's in the right place. Then we're going to have another bit underneath that and a little tiny bit at the bottom, like that, so that it's just on the bottom bit, this bottom bit. Do you see? So measure up 1 inch from the bottom. That's the depth of the piece you're sticking it to, and you can use glue liberally or tape under that. And I've just lost my poker tool again. There we go. So I'm now going to take that off. Now, when you stick it in, what you can do, again, is use your ruler. You've got, it's a 4 inch wide piece, so you want the point to be in the centre, so that's at the 2 inch mark. So I'm actually going to mark it a bit up from the point. Ooh, I just stuck it to me. Bit up from the point, because I don't want the point might show, and then I can actually make sure I'm getting this in exactly the right place. So that's in the centre. You can eyeball it if you prefer. Make sure it's pressed down, and there we have the pop-up. So it's a little bit too high, actually, because the thing you've got to watch, and I tried this out and it did work when I was just holding it there, but obviously sticking it down, it's a little bit too high. So I am just going to ease that off again. And what I am going to do is just snip off the very, very tip, and then we can stick it back on again. This is real crafting on the go, isn't it? Because there we go. So that it should now just about fit in without the tip showing too much. But I didn't want it any smaller than this, because I want it to show against the background of the card. So when you open the card, you see a really good sized image. So there, I've just literally snipped off the very bottom. Might even trim another little bit off there, because it's just bending where it's cutting the card. There. Yeah, I'm okay with that. And then to finish the card, we want another bit of 14.3 by 7 centimeters, or what is it in the, I can't remember now. I have got it as inches in the oh, my brain is completely gone now. In my blog where I've got all the measurements, I have actually got them in inches as well. So I think it's 5 and a quarter by 2 3/4. I think that's right, but check it out in the blog for inch people. So this is my piece inside, which I am going to just stamp, although I haven't got my other stamp set with me. Just a second. I'm going to use my Peaceful Season, because I do love that. And I shall use, which one shall I use? Oh, A Season of Wonder and Happiness, I think. So if I can just find that. In the middle, of course it would be. So we'll have that just in here. And given I've got more Pool Party going on, do I want to use the green? No, I think I'll probably use Pool Party for this one. Just have to get up to get a stamp pad off the rack. Ooh, nearly pulled my camera off. That's not good. Hey, where's the sentiment going? Don't worry, Emily, I'll show you in a minute. Although I'm honestly thinking I might remake this card with slightly smaller diamonds for the front. But anyway, let's just finish this bit off. So very tempted to put some snowflakes on there as well, but I think I've probably got enough with the added DSP in the middle. What do you think? Always add some snowflakes later if I wanted. So there's the inside, so I've got somewhere to write so they can read it in front of the little penguin. And then on the front, my greeting, which I need to just trim down. And I don't know, perhaps I don't need to put it on a, I was going to put a pool party link where I think I might. I don't like it on its own. Where's my pool party gone? Ugh. I had it all ready and I've moved it all. I always keep scraps in my piece here so that I've always got a scrap I can use. That looks about the right size. Yes, because I can trim that down a little bit. I do like a layer on things. I don't like things just plain, to be honest. Most of the time, that's just me. I know some people who actually like 2 layers on things. I didn't actually put an extra layer around the DSP, but you could if you wanted. I'm just going to trim this very quickly by eye. There, and that is where my greeting is going, at the bottom there. So I'm actually going to just put some dimensionals. I'll use these mini ones, I think, just on both edges, because the middle is going to sit up over this bit that's already raised. So hope that answers your question, Emma, as to where that's going. Oh, hello. Oh, I can't see what that is. I don't know how to say your name. Bhavna? Lovely. Hello. Lovely to see you there. Right. I'm sorry if I haven't said your name correctly. Okay, so as you can see, I've just put dimensionals on the very edge of this so that when we put it on, it's going to sit up above here, but this middle bit is going to sit flat across my already raised center diamond. So that is the card. I can't say I'm 100% happy with it, because I think in the end that isn't even straight, so I'm not happy. I'm going to redo this. And I think what I might do is have much smaller diamonds on the front. I think I might go with this size and the size below. So these ones would be the size I gave you originally, which are the 6 centimeter squares plus the third largest stylish shape. I think I'll use that for the center, and then I'll use 2 smaller ones for the outside. So I'm going to remake the front of this. So when you see it in the blog, I'm going to make it now. I got this because I was going to do a little bow as well, just above here, but I'm going to remake the card. So that's what I am going to do. Make my bow, 2 little rabbit ears. Just, I can never do this on film. Rabbit ears over your fingers, then cross them over and push them through the hole that was in the middle. I can't do this on I can't do this live. It's hopeless. Right, cross them over. Push the one through the middle, go, and then pull. Oops. And that makes a huge bow, which obviously it doesn't, because you can just pull them right down till you've got the size you actually want. Told you I can't do it on when I'm live. There we go. That's a bit better. There. Have that smaller still and untwisted, please. Thank you. Yeah, so that is my little bow, which I'm going to put just on, might put it here actually, just with a little glue dot. So that's what it would look like if I was going to leave it, but I'm not happy because it's covering up far too much of my penguin. So I am going to change that. Life, but I'm going to leave you there. Maybe trees on both back diamonds. Yeah, I'm thinking that. I might have 2 trees out here. Yeah. I want to see my penguin. My penguin's gorgeous. He might have to be poking out at the side or something. I don't know. But I am going to just change all of that. So whether I'll get time to do it before I put the blog up, I don't know. I'll perhaps put the blog up and then add my revised card to it, so you can see that. You like the card, fun card, it might make for your granddaughter. Yeah, I just like any card that's got something interesting to it. And I think anybody who opens the cards and finds a little penguin sitting there, how nice is that? Again, you can add gems and things if you wanted at the front, just to finish it off. I probably will when I get around to doing the card properly, which is not how I've done it there. Not happy. So apologies for messing up the front of the card, but you get the idea. And the key I wanted to show you today was this pop-up mechanism, because this, you can make it a bit narrower. I personally like to see it in the card. You can make it the full width of the card if you prefer, because that might just, if you want, that could look a little bit better. Personally, I like it like this because I think it just sort of closes more nicely, because you've got the sort of card folded properly at the side. It doesn't sort of gape at the sides so much. So have a little go at playing with pop-up cards because they're so useful. You could make this card for any event. You could make it for a birthday, you could make it for, obviously make it for Christmas, that's what we've done today, but you could make it for an anniversary. As I said, I was thinking of making it for a friend's birthday with a big 50 in the middle, but I'm doing a different card for that now, although it's a similar idea. I'll show you that sometime. But anyway, today's was really all about, ignore the front of the card, which I'm not happy with, all about the pop-up mechanism, which you can see does work perfectly. So that is how to do it. I hope you have a go because it's great for making these sorts of cards. Let me just swap me back so I can see you a bit better. Well, you can see me a bit better. I can't see you. I can just see what you're writing. So I said it correctly. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. So I did get the name right. Trees on both back diamonds. I think I might. I'm going to change it, but I am going to make them smaller. I did play, initially I played with 3 the same size on the front, but I wanted the centre one to just look a bit more important, if you like. So yeah, what I might do to save destroying the whole card is, I'll hold it up this way now and then you can see, what I might do is actually just change these 2 bits of white and slide them in, because I can slide them behind. I can lift this and then stick another dimensional on, and just put something different around here as the decoration. So we'll see. You'll see it in the end when I've finished it. So thank you. Does it work in portrait? No, it doesn't, Emma Lou, because your pop-up would be at the side, so it looks a bit odd. I have very different ways of doing cards for portrait that have bits sticking up, and a dead easy way is to use DSP and just fold it, so you get a sort of W of DS, or M or W, depends which way you look at it, I suppose. You get a sort of M of DSP in the middle, and that can look quite nice as a portrait. But no, this card would only work for a pop-up as a landscape. So are there any more questions? So I hope that wasn't too bad. I'm sorry that I really messed up the front and I need to redo it. But I'm going to cut out another one of those and stick it on because I'm not happy it's not straight. I can't believe I didn't get that straight. I was just doing it too quickly. Anyway, there we go. I like the inside. I'll leave the inside open, although you can't see it anyway because I'll put it down. Let's just look at the inside. Thank you for joining me today. I shall see you again next week. And if you would like to, please, please, please do join my Zoom Craftalong, where I can actually speak to you and you can speak to me, which is why I like to use Zoom for the Craftalongs. Make sure you've signed up for my emails, because then you'll get all of the measurements and all the bits you need to make the card for the Craftalong. And I hopefully will see you then. Before then, I've got another live next Tuesday at 2 o'clock. So join me here then. The Craftalong is on Thursday. It's going to be at 11 o'clock. I planned it for 10, but I've got to take my mum for a blood test. So it's going to be 11 o'clock on Thursday, the 7th of November. But you'll need to get this week's email, which comes out on Sunday morning. So please make sure you've signed up for my emails on my website before then. And I'll see you next week. Thanks for joining me today.